Hey, this is the Entertainment Advice Channel. What I want to talk about today is why KSI's new song, Thick of It, sucks. So for this video, I'll discuss 2 points that will explain why KSI's song sucks. The first one will consist of it from a straightforward perspective, where I talk about the song itself, as well as the music video when I discuss why it sucks. And the second one will, of course, consist of why YouTuber music tends to suck. So, and why it's good to go alongside that, why it's good for people to focus on making on one particular thing, or in other words, why YouTubers should just focus on YouTube instead of making music. So that's my second one. So now I mentioned that, let's get started. So the first reason it sucks is that it sounds very generic. Now, when I mean by generic, the music itself sounds extremely generic, okay? Everything from the music, the music video is kind of jokes, but the song itself, from the lyrics at least to the beat, is very generic. It sounds like a song you've heard so many times before, it's not even funny. That's the truth about KSI's song, Thick of It. You've heard a song that sounds like that so much, it's not even funny. It's like, let's just say, for example, okay, you have, for trap music, you have a literal fundamental example of how to make trap music, like something very technical, straightforward. I'd explain to you how to make trap music from a very straightforward perspective, and everyone is expected, who's making music off of that example, to of course use that fundamental beat as an example for how they're going to make their music, their trap-based music. KSI's song would be a perfect example of that, okay? It's so perfect to explain how exactly, for someone who doesn't know how to make trap music, how to make trap music. It is that generic. It sounds like a bunch of different songs. It's not even funny. It's like a textbook example of how to make trap music, for that matter, okay? So that's the truth about KSI's song. It is so generic. It is so generic. It is not even funny. Especially when you've heard enough trap music, or even just heard enough songs on the radio, for that matter. Even a basic degree of listening to it. Even if you're not a fan of trap music, you can tell, oh God, I've heard a bunch of songs that sound exactly like this particular song. So that's a problem with the song, okay? It sounds generic and as hell, okay? So that's what I want to discuss, is the song itself is generic. You've heard a bunch of songs that sound like it already. So there's nothing special, nothing unique. Everything from the instrumentation, like the instruments that they use, to the lyrics, but particularly the instrumentation is what we're focusing on, is so boring. It is actually ridiculous. It looks like something they would use for like an SNL skit when they're trying to, of course, satirize modern pop culture or something, for that matter. It is so generic, it's not even funny. So that's exactly what I have to say for my first point, okay? At least from the most of my first points, and it's so generic. And for the video itself is just also goofy. Like, you literally see this black guy, for this matter, not being racist or anything, besides I'm black, but like, you just see this guy literally, as soon as the thing starts, speaking in an ice form of himself, and then it goes to like a primed, thing afterwards. It looks like something out of a straight out of like a really 2000s commercial or something, for like Gatorade or something. And then you'd see him after he after that glance of the prime, he picks up the drink of the prime and then he drinks it, just like he's drinking Gatorade or Powerade or something. It looks like a Powerade commercial. So it's so stupid. The music video itself is so stupid. And then it just starts with him rapping about different things, and he's in like the freaking Himalayas mountain looking place, and it's like, what the hell? Aside from the other 2 points I mentioned for the music video sucking, the premise of the video itself is just kind of lame. Like, why the hell is he in the Himalayan mountains and stuff? Like, what's he doing there? How the hell did he get there in the first place? You know, I know it's a music video. You're not supposed to be realistic and stuff, but I still want to know how he still got there. Like, what the hell is he doing there in the first place? Like, it's so dumb and ridiculous. It's just silly, and that's one of the, you know, and that's, or I should say, overall at this point, one of the main reasons why the song sucks. Everything from the, well, you know, from the music video to the lyrics and the beat, overall, that is the main first reason why this song sucks. It is directly from an analytical perspective terrible and bad. It's just bad. It's just really bad. It almost borderlines along the lines of it's so good it's bad. Well, it's kind of there in all honesty, but it's not the worst I've seen, but it is bad for that matter. Okay, so that's the first point I want to make when it comes to directly talking about the song itself. So the second thing I also want to talk about why this song sucks is that it also comes down to just simply the fact that YouTubers are not meant to be musicians. Now, let me explain why. The truth of the reason why YouTubers are not meant to be musicians is that to become good at a music, particularly something like music, you have to be very, very, very committed. You have to put a lot of thinking, time, and effort into it, or your shit is gonna suck, okay? It's not one of those skills you can do on the side and just automatically become good at it, like driving a car or reading or writing or something, or even typing, whatever you prefer. It is something that takes a lot of time and effort, and you have to know what you're doing. And even if you might rhyme well, you still have to tell a good story, and so on and so forth, okay? And of course, find someone who can create a good beat and all that type of stuff. If you're actually just simply making something like as complicated as music, and you're a YouTuber, so you have to upload regularly and put a lot of time and effort, and of course it's not going to sound that good. That's the truth about life, okay? And I want people to know this. If you really want to become good at anything in life, just remember, focus on one main specific thing. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to just be good at one thing. Like, people have to be good at other things, like, for example, making sure that they, you know, obviously are toilet trained, like they can use a bathroom properly without making a mess, or, you know, they can obviously be able to get from place to place, whether if you're riding a bike or driving a car, but, you know, or whatnot. But the truth of the matter is, those are fundamental skills. Those are skills where you don't have to become extremely good at it. You just have to be fundamentally good at it. A main skill is something you do for years, and you spend a lot of time and focus on it. And when it comes to KSI's Thick of It song, it's a perfect example of why that point is so right, as well as a lot of YouTuber music, why it sucks so bad. If you want to become good at something, you have to put in the time and effort to focus on that one specific thing. You can't just jump from one thing to another and say, I'm going to be really good at this, or I'm going to really be good at that. Like, just like all these musicians who spend their time being actors and stuff, or actors who then sometimes want to go and be musicians. You know, like, all their stuff you can always tell, even if it's good, it's not like extraordinarily amazing, because that's not your skill, that's not your main focus. So you're just going to be okay at it. And that's exactly what I'm trying to say. When it comes to making music like this, YouTuber music specifically, per se, of course your music's gonna suck. If your music just consists of you just simply, you know, just if your music just, you're trying to make some really hot ass sounding music or something, and you are not only a YouTuber, so your specialty is YouTube, but as well, the fact to go alongside that fact as well, you know, you also have to upload regularly, so you don't have the time to really perfect the craft, then of course you're gonna suck. Of course the music's gonna suck. And that's the main message from this video, okay? To take with this. If you want to become good at something, you know, become good at something, like really good at something, you have to have one main thing you focus on. Don't focus on this and focus on that. And that is the truth. And if you have that way of thinking, then you end up making music like KSI's song, which is complete shit for that matter, okay? So that's the truth of the matter. So anyway, this is my video. I hope you enjoyed it. And just remember, if you like videos like this, remember to thumbs this video up and hit the subscribe button. And this is all I have to say. And simply put it, I'm out. So bye.